Hey folks, it's Ben. I'm here with a Red Barn Homestead video, another unboxing. It seems to be a popular channel for unboxings. Here I have an OEM Tools, that's a very cute name. We have an automotive tune-up and brake bleeding kit. And essentially what that's short for is it's got a little vacuum tube here and a little vacuum pump and some connectors. And by automotive tune-up, they mean you'll be able to pull vacuum on certain components of the car that need vacuum to test them. And then a brake bleeding kit means that with this little can here, and we'll demonstrate on a vehicle today, you can actually pull a vacuum on the braking system and help bleed your brakes without actually having two people. You can do it by yourself just by drawing a vacuum on the line instead of having someone pump the pedal. But let's go ahead and open it because that's what we're here for. I'm going to take a knife and cut the edges down. Now the back of the box says what's in it. Like this shows a couple things, but there's actually some stuff behind the sticker here too. And it kind of goes through what you can use it for and neat stuff like that. I bought it at my local Canadian Tire, but I honestly don't think it's a Canadian Tire brand. I think it's just a generic tool. And like I said, it ran about 70 bucks, so not too bad. Yeah, there is some stuff hiding here. So we've got a bunch of clear tubing that's not tied in any particular fashion. It's just kind of coiled up there. We have the vacuum cup that says to pump, and so this will be the discharge side of it. Usually there should be a little rubber hose that goes on the other side. And then we have, it looks like just the lid for it. We've got the vacuum gun itself, which has got this cool plastic on the top of it. You know, if I was smart, I'd leave it on there, but I never do. I'll also use it as new, right? And if I put my finger over this and yeah, look at that. That's inches of vacuum right there. And should go, this should be a vacuum release. Yep. And that way too. So that works cool. Here's our actual cup. It's got 3 and 2 gaskets. That's great because my last vacuum pump I purchased only had 1 gasket, and 10 years later it was ruined and I had nothing to replace it with. That's why I bought this one. So, and this should seal around the top of the cup here. That allows us to pull a vacuum with the little can. Don't know what these are for yet. The hoses don't fit in, but they're obviously some sort of transfer, and then a little suction cup as well. To be as versatile, you need all the little tools you can get. And then we have a variety of suction nozzles to get into vacuum lines, tee into vacuum lines. You can adjust fuel pressures, I imagine, all sorts of ways to get your vacuum into various pipes and hoses, connectors, that sort of thing. And is there anything in the back of the box? Oh, nope, just instructions, which is handy. So that's just plastic. That's just plastic. The reviews on this are mixed. The Canadian Tire in store, I'm looking at it. It's about 3, maybe 2.5 out of 5 stars. Most people saying the pump fails or that this is really cheap. So we're going to keep the box, keep the receipt, and then read the instructions here. So why I purchased it is I want to do some brake bleeding, and I'm going to shoot another video for that. So I'm just going to mix in the rest here. But this is essentially the unboxing of this OEM Tools vacuum pump. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and comments, leave them, and enjoy this little demonstration of how the pump works. And then I'm going to take my pump kit here, and I'm going to pretend to say I'm going to link to the video of the unpackaging of this. Long story short, it's a vacuum pump. So we have our hoses, which are amazingly clear. That's awesome. And our little containment suction thing. And I'm going to go ahead and put my wrench on. And then I'm going to put my hose on here that I can pull a vacuum with. So that's cool. And now in theory I should be able to crack the bleeder open and it should start to pull, hopefully this really nasty, disgusting brake fluid out. And we'll keep going until we actually get clear out. That means we're actually pulling the new stuff that's on there. So I'm going to go ahead and unloosen this a little bit. Oh, there we go. And I can go ahead and pump it.
Oh, look at all that air.
Oh, I wonder if that's bleeding out from my... No, I don't know. The system may have been needed to get lead. It didn't need a master cylinder. There's always that too, right? But... So we got that on there. I'm going to pull a vacuum. Our cup is empty. Helps to have it stand up and down. And when you're just pulling fluid, it loses it very slowly. So Hopefully this one will break open for me. There we go. And I'll just turn it till the gauge moves down a little bit. And you can see the fluid coming right out. And the fluid up here, it's still brown, so that's the old stuff. It'll get bubbly and then turn into the new stuff. And if you have to see the bubbles now, it's kind of sudsy. And I still have 15 inches of vacuum.
Oh.
And then it should become clear. We're barely losing any vacuum, so we're definitely just pulling liquid. The big bubbles you see are just the air that's in the line. And I'm not hearing any tinking or ticking of like an air bubble that's trapped or something. It's just coming out clear, so we're definitely pulling new fluid at this point.